We're going to roast another governor today. This one is Republican. Jennifer Granholm holds up traffic. It's really tough for Kevin McCarthy, but he's finally got to apparently do his job, and we've got a manhunt in Pennsylvania. Stay tuned,
Hey, for
everybody.
the best meat you have ever eaten, check out samsbutchershop.com. Go and shop around. When you go to checkout, enter the promo code TT for a 5% discount. Check it out.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Trailer Trash Tim, how's your mom and them? Glad you were all here. We are loaded for bear today. I got a lot to cover, but real quick, just let me say, please hit the like button below this video. If you have not yet subscribed to the T channel, join the club. Come on with us. Hit that subscribe button. All the relevant links down below are there for you, the contact information. You can follow me on X and on Twitter, and buy me a coffee is down there. And I'm happy to announce today we have some merchandise. The link is down below. You can go to the store and you get coffee mugs, shirts, whatever you're interested in. It's all there for you down below. Now, lots to talk about today, so let's get going. First of all, let's lead with this. I was watching a video that Tucker Carlson had done just the other day where he gave a speech in the great state of Michigan, the poorly governed state of Michigan, and he was talking about Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. Now, as you know, there's no state that is more affected by the absolute plague of illegal immigration than the state of Texas, based on its proximity to the southern border. It just gets flooded every day with illegal aliens. But Texas, of course, has a Republican governor, right? Now, yesterday I roasted a Democratic governor, and rightly so, the one in New Mexico who wants to take your guns away from you, but only for 30 days. But Greg Abbott is a Republican, and you would think that the good Republican Governor Abbott would do something about the problem that is afflicting his state and thus the rest of the nation. And I've been wondering for several years, he's been in office several years, why on earth won't this Republican governor take the bull by the horns and do something about this? He could easily do something about it, but he just plays around the edges, and he just is apparently doing nothing. The people of Texas are desperate. The law-abiding people of Texas are desperate for this problem to be solved and for the flow of illegal immigrants to be stopped. But the governor just is playing footsie with people about this problem. He won't do anything about it. Well, Tucker addressed this in his recent speech, and he said, I spoke with Greg Abbott at a cocktail party in Dallas, and I asked him, why don't you do something about this? Why don't you send the National Guard to the border? You're in charge of the National Guard. And he said that Governor Abbott said, well, it's a little more complicated than that, Tucker. It's a little more complex, and you don't really quite understand. To which Tucker replied, nonsense. I perfectly understand, and Tucker is right about this. The bottom line is this. Governor Abbott is in charge of the National Guard. Do you know what Governor Tim would do, Trailer Trash Tim? I would do what Governor Abbott should do right now. He should have done it years ago. He has been able to do it for years. He just hasn't the will to do it. All he has to do is send the Texas National Guard to the border, the fully armed Texas National Guard to the border, and guard the border. Close it. Problem solved. It could be solved in a day. It could be solved in an hour. Just give the order and send them. Problem solved. Joe Biden's never going to do anything, obviously. So you do something, Governor. Why won't you? Problem solved quickly. So why won't he do it? Well, Tucker nailed this. He identified the problem, and he diagnosed it, and then he gave his verdict, and his verdict is the answer. This is the reason Greg Abbott won't lift a finger to solve this problem. It's because, folks, Greg Abbott, like almost all politicians, is backed by donors. And the donors who give him the big bucks for his re-election campaigns don't want the flow of illegal immigration to stop. For whatever reason, be it cheap labor or whatever, they don't want him. They care more about themselves than they do about the people, the peace-loving, law-abiding people of Texas and the rest of America for that reason. This problem is so easily solved, but he will not do it because people who back him financially don't want him to do it. That's the reason. It's as simple as that. The donors are in charge. But you got to lay a little bit of blame to the voters of Texas, because I got to tell you, and this, of course, it doesn't apply to everyone, but I know in the last election, Texas had a tremendous candidate running for governor by the name of Don Huffines. Don Huffines, a real estate developer, and he had said from the get-go, I'm going to solve this problem. I'm sending the National Guard to the border. But he got crushed by Greg Abbott in the Republican primary. So I don't know how legitimate the election was, but the bottom line is Abbott is back in. He was reelected, and he's not going to do a thing about this problem. It is an absolute shame. My heart and my sympathy is with the law-abiding people of Texas who don't support people like this. You might think, well, if we just get a Republican in office, the problem will be solved. And, of course, we know that's just not the case. As I have said in previous videos, anymore, Republicans, Democrats, there's just the difference between them usually is minuscule. There's just not that much difference, folks, and it's just a shame. Let's move on. Jennifer Granholm. Jennifer Granholm is the Secretary of Energy, and Jennifer Granholm was trying to promote electric vehicles, which most Americans just don't want. I mean, they just don't want them. But, you know, good, dutiful staff member or cabinet member of Sleepy Joe that she is, she's going to make an example. And so she had a caravan of vehicles that started from Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was going to go to Memphis, Tennessee. She was in a Cadillac Lyric, it's called. They had a Chevy Bolt in the caravan, and they had a Ford Lightning pickup. These are all electric vehicles. The Ford Lightning has been a complete and total bust. Even the CEO of Ford acknowledges this. The people just don't want these things. Now, I have maintained electric vehicles may have their place in like an urban setting. If you live in a downtown area and you don't travel very far, I can understand it. But if you're driving a pickup truck, people want to haul things. They want to tow things, and electric pickup trucks are just not going to work, and that's why nobody's buying the blooming thing. Well, Jennifer Granholm and her caravan had to stop to recharge, but guess what? There weren't enough stations for them to recharge their vehicles, so one of her staff members in a gas-powered vehicle went to one of the pedestals where you park to recharge your vehicle so they could reserve it for the good governor. Or I'm sorry, for the good, well, she was a governor. Now she's a Secretary of Energy, I believe it is. But so they reserved it, and they kept anybody else from using the charging station so that the Biden official could get it. Well, that didn't sit too well with other people who were trying to charge their vehicles. The hypocrisy of these people is just so thick. It's just so glaring. You know, I just despise the fact that these people try to school the rest of us and tell the rest of us what it is we need to do. The most glaring example to me is Horseface, John Kerry, this goober who serves, he's like the energy czar, the climate change czar, or whatever. And he flies all over the world at taxpayer expense in gas-guzzling jets to tell all of us that gas-guzzling jets are bad. These people are such hypocrites. That goes for you too, by the way, Prince Harry. I don't have time to go into that, but he's trying to school us all about it too. And of course, he's flying all around the world on jets as well. All right, let's move on. Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House. He's a Republican. He's another one of these rhinos. He's like another Greg Abbott or Mitch McConnell or somebody like that. For so long, we have had so much evidence of illegal activities on behalf of the Biden crime family. We've covered this. We know all about it. Hunter's laptop, all of this deception, illegal activity, the bribes, the extortion, all the things that the Biden crime family is covering up in Ukraine. Why do you think they're sending so many billions into Ukraine? Come on, man. Come on, man, as Biden would say. Well, finally today, Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, has greenlit an impeachment inquiry against President Joe Biden, to which I can only say it's about damn time. Finally, you do your job. And I was watching this speech that Kevin McCarthy was given about greenlighting the inquiry, and it was like he was cringing. He could not, it's like he didn't really want to be saying what he was saying, but it's like he had to, because there were enough people who were finally, obviously in the background, demanding that, dude, you have got to do something. Look at the Congressman Comer report that details the millions and millions in dollars of bribes and all the extortion that's going on, the obvious illegal activity. You know, if Biden's last name was Trump, he'd already be under the jail. But finally, it takes an act of Congress literally to get McCarthy to do his job. What do I expect to come from this? Not much. Even if they did impeach Biden, he would not probably, in all likelihood, be convicted in the Democrat-controlled Senate. I understand, but that doesn't matter. Just do your job. Just do your job. You might say, well, wait a minute, if we get rid of Biden, we've got Harris. I understand that. But just do your job. Let's deal with one loser at a time. Get rid of him, then we'll deal with her. But he has got to go. This man is incompetent. He is incoherent. He is ill. He is evil. He is stupid. He is lazy. He vacations all the time. He's on the beach in Delaware while Maui burns. He sends money to Ukraine, but nothing for anybody in Maui. It's just unbelievably ridiculous, and something has got to be done. Finally, McCarthy clocks in. All right, how about this? We've got a manhunt in the great state of the Commonwealth, if you will, of Pennsylvania. Have you heard about this? Daniello Cavalcante is a 34-year-old fugitive from justice, and he has been serving time in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Have you heard about this winner or loser? He was convicted in 2021 of stabbing his girlfriend to death 38 times in front of her children. Well, Daniel Cavalcante was in prison, but somehow the other day he escaped. And when he escaped, he made his way to the garage of a homeowner somewhere there in Pennsylvania. He entered the garage and he managed to steal a rifle. Well, it was a .22 rifle, but the homeowner, who was armed, God bless this man, pulled out his pistol and shot at Cavalcante several times, but missed. Now, this is what I've got to say to you, homeowners in Pennsylvania and anywhere else. I wish I knew this man's name, but I don't know it. But, buddy, I wish for all the world you could watch this video, because there's one thing I want to say to you. You need to get out to the firing range, partner. You're a little rusty. Unfortunately, you missed this guy, although you shot several times. So it's time for you to get rid of the rust. Get out to the firing range and take you several rounds and get to practicing so that this won't happen again. The next time a criminal enters your garage and you whip out the pistol, this time you need to know what you're doing with the thing. Maybe next time you'll be a little bit better of a shot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, congratulations on defending your property. Congratulations for being a gun owner. You did the right thing, but you're just a piss poor shot. So you need to hit the driving range and to practice. So Daniello Cavalcante is still on the run. He is at large somewhere probably in southeastern Pennsylvania. We got some great viewers in Pennsylvania. Sam's Butcher Shop, check it out. Sam's in Pennsylvania. Sam, take cover, brother. I know you probably know what to do. No question about that. But I'll tell you what gets me about this story about Daniello Cavalcante. I've read two different stories on two different websites about this loser, this murderer, this thug, this punk. But I had to dig and dig and dig to find out what I was looking for, because what I suspected turned out to be true. What do you think Daniello Cavalcante is? Any guesses? You got it. He's an illegal alien. That's right. You didn't find that in the story. In any of the three stories that I read about Daniello, old Daniello, they didn't want to report this, but it's true. Daniello Cavalcante is from Brazil, but he didn't come to the United States with a passport. No. He entered our country illegally. He is not a migrant. He is he's not an illegal immigrant. He is an illegal alien. He broke the law to get into our country. And after he got into this country, he murdered a mother of 2 children in front of the children 38 times. There's another little dirty little secret about Daniello that he doesn't want you to know about. He also committed a murder in Brazil. Gee, maybe that's why he left Brazil and entered the United States illegally. Are you listening to this, Governor Abbott? Of course not, but I wish you were, because you need to do your job, Governor. You pathetic excuse of a Republican. Get the National Guard on the border. Stop looking to Washington for solutions and answers. You're never going to get them. You're the governor of Texas. You do it. God, I'm so tired of these people. I know how to protect my property here in Alabama. I know how to do it. Responsible owners of property know how to protect their property and their loved ones. We know how to do it. And if I were the governor of Texas, I would have this problem solved today, Wednesday, September 13th, year of our Lord 2023. It would be solved today. It's not that complicated. But guess what? I don't have big money donors backing me, influencing me. I'd be doing my job, the one I would swear to uphold. You know what I'm talking about? A little hot and bothered here today, folks. I'm losing my hair over this stuff. Oh, what times we live in, my friends. What times we live in. Hey, listen, I want to hear your thoughts about these stories. Give them to me down below if you will. Give me some comments down below. Love to hear from you. Listen, everybody go out today and have a great day. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Trailer Trash Tim. Have a great one, everybody.